Let me just pop right here for a second.
Lynn Woods is searching for desperate people who need a lifeline.
This will be the first time I've ever really pulled up over here.
Woods, the chaplain for Lord's Gym Ministries in East Price Hill, uses this bus to reach victims of drug addiction, prostitution, and violence, people who are at much greater risk for an early and tragic death.
When you get to hear their stories and understand why they do the things they do, you can have compassion for them.
The Lord's Gym calls them friends.
I was raped many of times, robbed, beaten.
Balenda Wright says she was a prostitute addicted to heroin when the Lord's Gym connected with her in East Price Hill.
It was scary every day, not knowing if you're going to live or die. I was very suicidal. I didn't want to live.
She says she overdosed dozens of times.
When you overdose, it's like you don't really want to die, but then a part of you gets mad because you're awake again, because you feel like you're sentenced to another day of life.
Wright says at least 30 to 40 of her friends died from drug overdoses.
Addiction is just so ugly, and it's so hard.
That loss of life is documented in a new study by the Cincinnati Health Department. The study, shared exclusively with the I-Team, found East Price Hill had 56 drug overdose deaths from 2020 to 2022. When the health department compared the ages of the deceased to the city's average lifespan of 75 years, it found East Price Hill lost a combined 758 years of potential life. That's much higher than OTR and West Price Hill, the city neighborhoods that ranked second and third. In all, East Price Hill lost 2,813 years of life to all causes of death, the highest total of any city neighborhood.
What we're hoping is that people will look at this data and be able to see where priority areas are.
Cincinnati Health Commissioner Dr. Grant Mussman says he wants to use data to examine the impact of community-based programs.
What are folks doing here? What's the good news? What's having an effect?
There are success stories in East Price Hill. In 2021, the Hamilton County Addiction Response Coalition and Cincinnati Police Department launched a program focusing on residents who had overdosed the most in the Price Hill area.
13 individuals were responsible for over 25% of the calls for service in that area.
Coalition Director Megan Guthrie and Newtown Police Chief Tom Sinan, the coalition founder, say the program helped reduce emergency runs for overdoses and overdose deaths by customizing the response to individuals, meeting with them weekly, and helping them clear hurdles for support and treatment. Sinan says more needs to be done.
The goal would be, can we keep them in long term and build a support system around them? So that's what the coalition's working on now.
The I-Team found there were more than 70 organizations providing services in East Price Hill. The Lord's Gym says it served more than 1,200 adults last year and works with nearly 100 children a week in sports and after-school programs. The nonprofit says it referred 52 people to detox last year. 8 of their friends died from overdoses.
I just wish that they had the opportunity that I have today.
Balenda Wright says she could have died on the streets without the Lord's Gym and her faith in Jesus Christ. She says she's been sober for 9 months and hopes to build relationships with her children.
I feel a lot more peace. I feel safe now. I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful, and yeah.